Let us move on another concept, deviation of light by multiple reflections. So already we discussed regarding this deviation of light by a single mirror by a single reflection, where the deviation of light, the fundamental formula is derived that delta is equal to 2 times that of glancing angle. And one more formula was given, that deviation suffered by the light, delta equal to pi minus 2i. We can also write that delta equal to pi minus 2r. So these are the relevant formulae to find the deviation of light by the reflection and especially by a single reflection. Now we are going to move to discuss the deviation of light by multiple reflections. Let us consider two plane mirrors, M1 and M2. A ray of light incident on the first mirror along this direction undergoes reflection, and again incident on another mirror M2 suffers reflection and emerge finally. Now the angle of incidence on the first mirror is, let it be alpha, and angle of incidence on the second mirror is, let it be beta. Now to find the total deviation suffered by the light, the simple way to understand, initially the light is moved along this direction and it is turning in anti-clockwise direction and finally exit in this direction. So what is the total deviation suffered? Actually from this line to this line, this is the total deviation suffered. We are going to find the total deviation suffered by the light after multiple reflections. How many reflections made by the two plane mirrors? 2 reflections made. If 3 reflections made by the mirrors, we can also estimate in similar manner. Now let us find the total deviation suffered by the light. Here, by the first mirror, actually the light is traveling along this path. Due to rectilinear propagation, because of the presence of the mirror, it is deviated in this direction. Anti-clockwise, first deviation given by the mirror, first mirror, and one more deviation given by the second mirror. Actually the light is traveling along this path. Because of presence of this mirror, one more deviation is given by the second mirror, delta 2. The total deviation suffered is delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. Here delta 1 and delta 2 both are add up. Why you are taking the addition of these two separate deviations? The reason is, when the deviations are in the same sense, they are in anti-clockwise sense. First deviation is in anti-clockwise, second deviation is also in anti-clockwise. Both are in anti-clockwise sense, or both are in clockwise sense. So these two deviations will add up, giving the total deviation suffered by the light. Suppose if deviation suffered by the light by one mirror is in clockwise sense, by other mirror is anti-clockwise sense, in such case the deviation, total deviation can be found by subtracting these deviations from each other. Vector subtraction, say simply, or ordinary subtraction we are taking. This is not a vector quantity. In this case we are not taking as a vector. Of course it is vector, so that we are taking the sense, clockwise and anti-clockwise sense we are taking, because this is taking indirectly a vector. No need to go for again vectors. Okay, right. Delta is equal to, delta 1 is pi minus 2 alpha, here angle of incidence alpha, plus pi minus to beta. Now pi pi 2 pi, and here minus 2 into alpha plus beta. So this is total deviation suffered by the light. Equation 1. And from this triangle, this is AO, this is P, and this is Q. From triangle OPQ, this is theta, and this angle is, this is alpha, this is also alpha. This is a normal drawn, total 90, from which alpha is subtracted, remaining will be 90 minus alpha. And here also 90 degree, this is beta, remaining will be 90 minus beta. Therefore, in this triangle, sum of the angles equal to 180 degree, theta plus 90 minus alpha plus 90 minus beta, which is equal to 180 degree. 90, 90, 180, 180 gets cancelled. Therefore, alpha plus beta is equal to theta. Equation 2. From equations 1 and 2, we conclude that the total deviation suffered by the light by two plane mirrors after multiple reflections is obtained delta equal to how much? 2 pi minus 2 into alpha plus beta. Instead of this value, we are taking theta. This is total deviation suffered by the light. Of course, here we can also write it as delta is equal to 360 minus 2 theta. So this is total deviation suffered by the light. So in this equation, so we have to focus on one particular point. What is that? This total deviation is independent of angle of incidence. Alpha is not reflected there. Alpha is not presented there in the final equation. And here beta is not there in the final equation, which is indirectly independent of angle of incidence. It only depends on angle between the two plane mirrors. Keep in our mind, it's very, very important. And to understand this point, whatever I was given the focused point, that the total deviation is independent of angle of incidence, the same we can understand by taking two cases here. Case 1. Case 1 is two plane mirrors are at right angles to each other. Now, a ray of light is incident on the first mirror. At certain angle of incidence I1 undergoes reflection and again suffers reflection, exits from the second mirror. Now, here angle between two plane mirrors is pi by 2, 90 degree. Angle of incidence is I1. Now, total deviation suffered by the light is calculated, which comes as pi exactly 180 degree. Means it is quite reversed and moving back. How much deviation suffered by the light? That is exactly 180 degree. So it is moving backward after two reflections made by two plane mirrors which are at right angles to each other. So in this case, I1 is, we don't know what is the value of I1, and go for second case. In the second case again, the two plane mirrors are at right angles to each other, but angle of incidence is somewhat changed. Now finally deviation suffered is delta equal to 2 pi minus 2 theta, and by calculating this, total deviation suffered is pi or 180 degree, which indicates that the light again quite reversed and moving back. The total deviation suffered by the light is 180 degree. But I1 and I2 angle of incidence in two situations are different, but they never influence the total deviation suffered by the light. In this case, it's very clear. Whatever the statement and focused point was discussed over here, the same we can understand by the two cases. Okay, next let us move on one problem related to these multiple reflections. Here, let us consider two plane mirrors. Say this is M1, this is M2. A ray of light is incident on this mirror at an angle 50 degree. At an angle 50 degree. The angle between these two plane mirrors is given 30 degree. Then find the total deviation suffered by this light after multiple reflections made by two plane mirrors. So in this case, one can get a doubt. Sir, there are two plane mirrors. Is the light ray makes two multiple reflections or three multiple reflections or four multiple reflections? So how many reflections made by this light before exit from this system? This is general doubt will arise for a student. But here we can't say directly by observing this one how many reflections the light is going to be made and finally giving the total deviation this much. Okay, so what to do here? By the geometry itself is deciding. So how many reflections the light is going to be made by the two plane mirrors. Let us see one by one by taking the geometrical method. By the geometry we can decide that. Okay, now this is a 50 degree and this is glancing angle 40 degree, isn't it? Now it undergoes reflection. This is glancing angle 40, this is also 40 degree glancing angle. 30 degree, 40 degree, total how much? 40, 30, 70. And remaining angle over here 70 and 110 degree remains here. 110 degree over here, a normal is drawn at this point. This is 90, remaining how much? This is 20 degree. 20 degree angle of incidence over here. Next, it undergoes reflection once again. This is also 20 degree because angle of incidence, angle of reflection. Again, here this is 20 degree and remaining angle over here is how much? 70 degree. This is 70, this is 30. How much? 100. Remaining will be here 80 degree. If normal is drawn over here, what is the angle over here? 10 degree. This angle of incidence is 10 degree. Okay? And finally, it exits. Okay? So this is a way how the light ray is making multiple reflections. Okay? And finally, we conclude that two plane mirrors are giving three multiple reflections. One is by the first mirror and second one is by the second mirror and third again making at the first mirror. So first mirror giving two reflections, second is giving one reflection. Okay. Now how we decide these three reflections? That is by geometry. We are taking 50, this is 40, 40 glancing. So here 30, 40, 70, remaining 110. Normal is drawn and 90 removed, remaining 10. 10 is angle of incidence over here. So in this case, angle of incidence, say this is angle of incidence, I1 is equal to 50 degree angle of incidence. On the second mirror, angle of incidence I2 is 20 degree, and on the first mirror again by third reflection where angle of incidence I3 say that is 10 degree by the geometry. Now the total deviation suffered is, see again I remind the same point. While it making the reflections, what kind of sense they are rotating? We have to verify and observe them. So first one is that is in clockwise sense, anti-clockwise sense, and second deviation is in clockwise delta 2 This is delta 1. And third one is delta 3. This is also clockwise. Two deviations are giving in clockwise and one deviation is giving anti-clockwise. Two are clockwise, one is anti-clockwise. See, finally, total deviation suffered by the light can be estimated. Delta equal to delta 2 plus delta 3 minus delta 1. So we can find it very simple. 180 minus 2i2. 2i2 is 20 plus 180 minus 2i3. 2 into 10 minus 180 minus delta 1 i1. 2i1. 2 into 50. Then simplify this. 180 40 160 plus 20 remains. So 20 160, here it is 146. Sorry, 140 and 160 minus this comes 80, which gives us 300 minus 80, 220 degree, which is in which sense? Finally, this is in clockwise sense. Why? Because these two are in clockwise, this is in anti-clockwise, and finally we are getting value is positive, therefore it is in clockwise sense. Final deviation that is in clockwise sense with a value of 220 degree. So a diagram is suppose clumsy situation is, I think it is clumsy situation. I will make it very clear. So see here, this is, we can also solve by another method by taking deviation delta equal to 2g glancing angle terms. Okay, in terms of glancing angle, see this is angle of incidence 50 given already in the problem, 50 given. So here glancing angle is 40 degree, undergoes reflection. Okay, so here a normal is drawn. This is 40 and this is 30 already given. 30, 40, 70. This is 110. This is 20 degree. 20 degree here the glancing angle is how much? 70 degree glancing angle. Again it undergoes reflection one more time. So here normal is drawn. So here normal is drawn. Now this is 20. This is also 20. 20, 20, 40. Of course this is 90. This is 70. This is 70. 30, 100. This is 80. And remaining this angle is 10 degree. Of course, glancing angle here 80, here also glancing angle 80. Now here first glancing angle G1 is 40 degree and second glancing angle G2 is here. G2 is equal to 70 degree and third glancing angle here G3 is equal to 80 degree. Now the deviations, first one is in clockwise sense, anti-clockwise sense, delta 1. The second one is that in clockwise sense, delta 2. And third one is clockwise sense, delta 3. Now final total deviation suffered by the light is delta 2 plus delta 3 minus delta 1. Simply 2 into G2 plus 2 into G3 minus 2 into G1. 2 taking common. G2 how much? 70 plus G3 80 minus G1 40. So it gives us 2 into 70 80. How much? 150. 40 is removed off. How much? This is 80, 40, 40, 110. 110 into 220. Yes, we are getting same answer, that in clockwise sense. this by the glancing angle, this by angle of incidence. Okay, let us move on another problem. This is problem number 1 and problem number 2. Problem number 2. Suppose two plane mirrors are at certain inclination, say theta. This is mirror M1, this is mirror M2. A ray of light is incident on the first mirror, which is parallel to the second mirror. A ray of light parallel to the second mirror and incident on the first mirror. Yeah, after reflection, again, after second reflection, it becomes parallel to first mirror. Okay, this is the situation. So ray is incidenting on the first mirror, which is parallel to second one, and after reflection again it is incident on the second mirror and reflects parallel to first mirror. In this case, if it is so, means the light is parallel to the second mirror, incident on the first mirror, and after two multiple reflections, finally the light ray is parallel to the first mirror. Then what should be the angle between the two plane mirrors? So very simple. So incident light is parallel to one mirror, and finally exit light is parallel to another mirror after multiple reflections. After two multiple reflections, then what is the angle between these two plane mirrors? Very simple. This is theta and this is also theta. Very simple. This is theta, this is also theta. Okay, this is glancing angle with the plane of the angle made by the light ray is glancing. This is also glancing. This is also glancing. So from this triangle, 3 theta is equal to 180 degree, theta equal to 60 degree. This is the angle of incidence, 60 degree when the two plane mirrors are inclined such that the light ray parallel to one mirror, after making two multiple reflections, final ray will also parallel to the another mirror. This is the condition. Okay, next go for another problem. Problem number 3. Let us consider two plane mirrors. A ray of light incident on the first mirror, say M1, this is M2. This is the angle theta given. Angle of incidence is I. Now after making multiple reflections here, the light ray retrace the same path. Retrace is possible whenever the light must incident on any mirror normal to it. But the problem is given like this. In the diagram shown, the light incident on the first mirror at angle of incidence I undergoes reflection, and again finally it retrace. It is a normal incidence, again coming back, retrace finally. Then find the angle of incidence in terms of angle theta between two plane mirrors. This is the question, right? Now let us find it. I, this is I. What is this angle? 90 minus I. This is also 90 minus I. It is glancing angle. This is a 90 degree. Okay, 90 minus I. Here a normal is drawn. say this is alpha, this is alpha, angle of incidence. Okay, now from this triangle total angle is 90 plus 90 minus I plus 2 alpha, which is equal to 180 degree. So this 180 gets cancelled. 2 alpha is equal to I, alpha is equal to I by 2. This is alpha value calculated. And come to this triangle, this is theta, this is 90 degree, and this angle is 90 minus alpha, and total angle in this triangle is theta plus 90 minus alpha equal to 180 degree. Then this 180 gets cancelled. Alpha is equal to theta, but alpha value is I by 2, which is equal to theta. Therefore, I is equal to 2 theta. This is angle of incidence at the first plane mirror, where the angle is equal to double that of the angle between the two plane mirrors. Okay, this is the relation between angle of incidence and theta. Okay, right. Let us move on.